So for this DIY, you're going to need the following items. You're going to need some rose petals, dried rose petals. I got these from my store, Flowers. You're going to need some essential oils. Over here I've got lavender pure essential oil. I've got eucalyptus essential oil, and then I've got some rosemary. So I'm going to be making two types of bath salts. The first one is going to be rosemary eucalyptus based. The second one is going to be rose based. You're going to need apothecary jars. This is just a nice jar to display everything in. Shout out to Adriana for recommending these to me for the referral. These are really great and they're quite cheap. I got them from Checkers, so this is also a nice jar that I'm able to use. And then I've got some Himalayan pink salt. This I'm going to use for the rose one. And then I've got some coarse sea salt. I've got just some standard rosemary which I picked up from Spa, and then of course your Epsom salts, which is what the majority of product is going to be based with. And then I've got bowls which I'm going to mix everything in. So let's start with the first one. So the process for making these bath salts is very easy, guys. You're literally just going to be mixing all of your ingredients together. So the first batch I'm making is rose based. I'm using rose petals for this one. And what I did is I took the Epsom salts, mixed it with the pink Himalayan coarse sea salt just for color, and I mixed it up with lavender oil because I couldn't find my rose oil. So you just mix that up nicely, make sure that it's evenly spread, and then you take your dried rose petals. They need to be dried. I got mine from Flowers, as I mentioned before, and I just crushed them with my hand, and then I worked them inside the Epsom salt mix, and I just continued to do that with my hands, and I continued adding some until I was satisfied with the consistency. It doesn't need to be perfect, guys. This is homemade DIY. As long as you like it, as long as you feel comfortable with the consistency, then you're good to go. Now, the reason why I'm using Epsom salts, you might be wondering, is because Epsom salts are great for removing toxins out of the body. It's the first thing I go to when I'm trying to relax and detox my body. They're excellent for taking long baths in. They're also really good in using in your plants. So Epsom salts is the way to go for this, and together with the sea salt and then the rose petals is really just to add a touch of luxury. As you can see there, I'm putting a little bow to my apothecary jar just to make it look nice and to make sure it looks presentable. So now I'm moving on to the second one, the rosemary based bath salts. Same process. I started with my Epsom salts, mixed them nicely in the bowl there. I was having a hard time getting them out of the package. They were a bit hard, but you just hit the package together and they should come out nicely. So I'm pouring that into the bowl, and then I added this coarse sea salt. This is just the normal coarse sea salt, the normal white one. It didn't have any color because I just wanted these ones to have a neutral color. So I broke those into the bowl nicely, make sure that they were nice and even, mixed it up nicely. And then for this one I used the normal rosemary, the normal dried rosemary that you get from the shops, and I added that in, and it infused an amazing scent to the bath salts. Rosemary is a beautiful herb, also good for relaxing, good for detoxing, and it has a lot of antioxidants. So I used that and I mixed it up nicely, and lucky for me I had rosemary oil, so it complemented that really nicely. I had the rosemary oil, I had the dried rosemary, so it was a real rosemary infused bath salt, and I can't wait to try it out myself. So I added some drops of that in there and I mixed everything up nicely, and that's pretty much it, guys. You're done with it. You see how simple it is. It took me less than 5 minutes to do this sauce. Put it in my jar, made it look pretty, and that was pretty much it. So I'm going to show you how it looks like at the end when you put them together. Yeah, that's it, guys. You're done with your first DIY. Welcome to my guest bathroom. I'm sorry for the lighting, guys. This is honestly the only time I'm able to take this video, so please bear with me. I'll try and make it focus as best as I possibly can. Alright, so let me just give you an overview of some of the touches in here. The intention with this bathroom was to make it a luxurious spa, to give it a very zen ambiance, an ambiance where my guests can come, unwind, and enjoy and just relax from their long day. And we start in the bath. So over here, I've got a tray, a bath tray, and I've decided to fill it with some of my favorite goodies. Over here, we've got the bath salts that we just made together now, the rosemary bath salts. We've got some foam bath over here. We've got some bath oil. I love to use that, and then just do a body scrub, and then some candles. These are actually candles I used to make when I owned the candle factory. And yeah, it's just something nice. It's a nice little treat for my kids to enjoy when they decide to take a bath. So over to this side, the prettiest part about this room is the self-care station I have here. I've included two items. Number one, my basket with the hand-folded towels. This is for guests to use after they've washed their hands. I prefer to display mine like this because the guests then automatically know what it's for. So they make use of one and they throw it into a basket and we replenish them. I prefer this as opposed to using that one towel that you have hanging in the bathroom that everybody uses over and over again. This is more sanitary and way prettier, wouldn't you say? Over here, I've got a little tray just for a cohesive look. I've got some hand cream over there that the guests can use after washing their hands. Then I've got his and her perfume that I also got from Woolworths, and it's just for guests to use to refresh themselves. If they're not feeling as fresh as they want to be, they can just spritz that on them. Then I've got a faux orchid plant that I got from at home, which makes everything look nice and pretty. And then over here, I've got an ornament styled air diffuser. Not an, is it an, yeah, an air diffuser. So you put essential oils in there, and then through osmosis it comes into the plant and into the flower, and then it makes the bathroom smell really, really nice. So this is really a nice, pretty area, contemplative area, and my guests really enjoy that I've taken the time to do this for them. Over to the basin, we've got Buddha, a statue of Buddha up here on top, and this really just brings in the whole Zen ambience that I was trying to create in this bathroom. I got this from at home. It was originally beige, then I spray painted it gold, as you can see. And yeah, so that's up there, and then down here we've got the basin, a single basin, and then I've got a holder here, a dispenser holder, dispenser jar, and I've put my hand wash in there. I like to have my things looking cohesive and intentional. I don't like to have too many different product bottles around, so I usually use my stuff in there. Over here we've got some extra toilet paper. You must always have extra toilet paper. And then in here we've got some fresh towels for my guests, and I've also spritzed them with some lemon perfume. Smell really nice. And then to the left over here we've got a container that with cleaning products if my guests want to clean up after themselves or their mess, and they can get some products in there. And then we've just got some tissues which they can also make use of then. Over to this side, we've got a little decorative piece again. I've got an air plant in here, which I used to sell Caribou flowers. It's a real life plant, and I water it once a week by just putting it in a little bucket of water, and then it sucks up the water. And it's also good for bathrooms because it feeds off the humidity in the air when you've taken a shower. So I just put it in this little geometric ornament that I got from Mr. Price Home. And yeah, so that's something that I like there. Over here, we've got a basket. So this is where the guests throw their hand towels into after they've used them, and then we know to clean them from there. Over to this side, we've got toilet paper, the toilet paper rail. So I've done that little triangle thing. I've seen this when I've visited a couple of hotels, and it's really nice for me. I think it's cute and it's a nice touch. Over to this side, I have three lucky bamboo stalks just to increase the feng shui in this area and for balance. And then if we open up the shower, we've just got this is a back loofah, I think. We've just got that there, and then over here, we've just got these dispenser jars. So like I said, I like to make sure my products are in jars that look the same. I don't like different products up here, like you'd have a Sanex bottle or I don't know, whatever products you've got, then it looks messy. So I like to pour all my products in things that look the same, and it just looks better for me. And then we've just got a little plant there, and then over here, this is probably my favorite touch in here. So what this is just, this is a real life eucalyptus leaf. So I picked this up from a flower shop, from Flower Death. You can pick it up from Flower Death, you can pick it up from anywhere really, and I just hung it up on here. So what this does is when you're taking a shower in here and there's a lot of steam and humidity coming through, it releases the oils and the scent from the eucalyptus leaf. So eucalyptus is really good for opening up your airways. I am asthmatic, my husband has sinuses, and it's just something that really helps us to relax and to unwind, and also very therapeutic. So that's a nice touch. It's not witchcraft, guys. I know it looks dodgy finding something like this on your shower head, but it really works for us. Try it. It's really good. So over to the cabinet, I thought I'd share with you guys what's inside here. So I've got 3 layers in this cabinet, and in the middle part, I'll start by showing you what's in the middle part. So the middle cabinet, there's a little signage there that just says, "Hello, forgot something. Please feel free to make use of the essentials in the cabinet. With loves, the Jacobs." This is just to make sure that your guests are not intimidated by the items they find in here. They need to know that the items you've presented in here are for them. So I thought that was really a nice touch. Over there, we've got the bath salts that we just made together. And then over there, I've got a little organizational unit. If someone has makeup they want to store, they can store it in there. And then over up here, I've just got little jars that I picked up from Pep Home with cotton buds, cotton balls, and then the cotton pads for wiping off makeup or whatever it is they want to use them for. Then I've got these little shower puffs that they can use in case they forgot theirs at home. I really want my guests to feel comfortable, guys, and to accommodate them in case they forgot anything at their homes. Over here, we've got toiletries, all the toiletries they could possibly require. I've got I've got shower gel in there. I've got cream. I've got toothpaste. I've got deodorant for him and her. I've got nail cutters. I've got shower caps. I've got combs. I've got razors. I've got a lint roller. I've got toothbrushes, the most important one, toothbrushes, and you must make sure that they're in their covers so that they know that they're new. And then for the ladies, I've got a little basket here, discreet basket where I keep panty liners, pads, tampons, intimate wipes, just in case, that little lady that visits us every month comes or they need some extra ones. So it's really to make sure your guest is comfortable. You don't want a situation where your guest has to come and ask you for something. It's a bit embarrassing. So you just make sure that you've got all the incidentals that they could possibly need in this cabinet, and that's what I did here. And it's been really handy. All my guests really appreciate it when they come over and they find that everything that they could possibly need is in this cabinet. So that's just what I do in here. So just a final overview of the bathroom, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, the intention with this room was really to create a zen oasis that was luxurious, a place where my guests could find everything that they needed. I hope I did a good job. Let me know in the comment section below what you like, what your favorite thing is, and I'll see you in the next video. Please remember to like and subscribe.